What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within. Now today we are starting our professional coverage for the War Within from the beta perspective. We have previously made videos on pretty much every single profession from the alpha perspective, but quite a few things have changed since then. That is about 1.5 months ago. Many of the professions are now finalized or have at least gotten a lot more rework done. So for tailoring we were even missing some specialization points, which has now been put into the game, so we know pretty much everything we're getting when it comes to tailoring. Based on that, for this video we are going to be talking about tailoring and deep diving into tailoring, and instead of reading out every single knowledge point, I'm just going to be giving you guys examples of which specialization you can go for and what they bring. That way you get a quick TLDR of which spec to go for based on what you are focusing on, so you have 4 different ways to spec your tailoring. You can focus on crafting, cooldown crafting, for example, from dawn until dusk by crafting dusk weave and dawn weave. You can go for gear crafting through threads of devotion, or you can go for crafting spell threads and other various crafts like reagents. Now the fourth one is going to be farming cloth as well, which we'll be talking about, so we're going to be diving deeper into those specializations in this video. Now before that, I have an announcement to make. I have been hard at work for the last couple of weeks, testing a bunch of things on the beta, learning everything that I can about professions, and also like finding the best builds for professions and testing out gold farms. I have finally made what I consider to be a publishable version of the War Within Goldmaking Guide. This is the first edition so far. We have 88 pages on the first edition, deep diving into every single profession, and we have even found a lot of gold farms, specifically for skinning and cloth farming and even Darkmoon card farming. So we have a lot of gold farms tested on the beta that will be really good when the launch comes out, and I will try my best not to talk about too many of the gold farms before the expansion comes out. That way, if you want to have access to those gold farms that I've been finding on the beta, when the expansion is public, you can have access to all of them. Instead of getting one farm per day or one per video, you can have access to literally all of them from day one. Now, if you purchase the Goldmaking Guide, first of all, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and I'm making it my goal to help you make as much gold as possible. In the Dragonflight expansion, we had people making tens of millions of gold. First of all, we found exploits, which is really funny. Like we found ways to exploit the system to make a bunch of gold, and we found the best gold farms. We made hundreds of thousands of gold per hour in gold farms at the launch of the expansion. We found some of the best things out there, and my goal is to replicate that process, that success, in the War Within expansion as well, helping you guys make as much gold as possible. So first of all, we are deep diving into professions in the Goldmaking Guide as well, showing you the specializations to go for, talking about every single profession and how to make gold with that specialization, with that profession, and deep diving into exactly how to spend your points to maximize your profits for making gold. And then we're talking about gold farms, and we're going to be finding a lot more things leading up to the launch. Now, when you buy this guide, you will get updates sent to you for free. I will be updating this before the launch of the expansion as well, because we will be finding more stuff on the beta as we get closer to the actual launch. At least I hope so. So you will get those updates sent to you for free. We will be updating it throughout the expansion, and you also get access, like exclusive access to an exclusive Goldmaking Discord, where you will get early access to videos, exclusive videos, and exclusive Goldmaking information. It is going to be the place to be for Goldmaking in the War Within. Now, additionally, if you bought my Dragonflight Goldmaking Guide, you will get this one for free, and if you buy this one, you will get my Dragonflight Goldmaking Guide for free. That means if you did not buy my Dragonflight Goldmaking Guide, you can buy this, and you can use the Dragonflight one to make gold until the War Within comes out. That way, instead of starting your goldmaking journey when this expansion comes out, you can start it right now, and walk into the War Within with millions of gold. Additionally, you can use the discount code Solheim to get the guide for half price. Either way, that is enough of a shout out. It's the first time I shout out this goldmaking guide. It was published today, so I just wanted to go in depth, talk about exactly what this is. Now let's talk about tailoring in the War Within, and for this we once again have 4 different paths to take, and I kind of want to talk about all of them. So first of all, let's do a quick overview on what they are. Threads of Devotion will be the way to go when it comes to crafting gear, and you can unlock a bunch of recipes when it comes to Threads of Devotion. The first part gives you plus skill whenever you craft any type of armor, and then you can choose to either go into this one, which is hands, feet and heads, and even back pieces. You can go down in the middle, which gives you access to chest and legs pieces, and then on the right side we have shoulders, wrists and belts. Now this specialization talent tree is going to be really good for unlocking different recipes. Like, as you can see, you can unlock a recipe on all of these, like on the you don't even have to put any knowledge points into this tree, even though you really want to if you want to maximize things, but you can learn the recipe right here, learn to craft, and the same thing here as well, learn to craft. This will first of all give you access to more artisan security in the War Within, which is basically the brand new material you can exchange for stuff, and you will also get access to more knowledge points that you can then further put into different trees over here. So this is going to be the way to go when it comes to crafting gear. When you're crafting gear, much of your profit will come from being able to guarantee gear crafts at the highest quality possible, and your profit will come from crafting orders. As you can see, when it comes to crafting gear like these right here, they're all bound on pickup. They're 602 item level, and your profit will be coming from guaranteeing this at the highest item level you can, aka 606. Now, even now, after putting in all of the knowledge points, I am missing a profession tool which would guarantee this, but I'm only 3 skill points away, and I can use my concentration to then guarantee this. And you also want to put on some reagents right here to guarantee certain stats, and that will make it even more difficult. Like, some of them, they add a difficulty to crafting this recipe, so the more skill you have, the better, and early on you will definitely need to use your concentration to get this to the highest quality that you can. Now, the thing about concentration is that you need to be able to guarantee quality 4 in order to use your concentration to get quality 5, so you can't just skip from quality 1 to quality 5, so you still need to put in a significant amount of knowledge points and get your profession tools in order to be able to craft this at a really high rank. Now, like I just said, all of this will be based on crafting epic items that are bound on pickup, so your profitability comes from crafting orders, and will therefore be, you will have to pay a lot of attention to crafting orders and announce your crafts in trade chat as well. You can do public craft orders. We have a new thing called patron craft orders. As you can see here, you can craft, for example, the concentrated cord right here. You will get a 69 gold commission, and you will get a box. Now, this one box contains a consortium payout and even more artisan security. And you also have personal crafting orders as well. So the public ones, you really want to scout for the high commission crafting orders, and for the personal ones, you can once again address the craft you can do in trade chat or even world chat as well, and tell people which quality you can guarantee. Apart from that, next specialization, from dawn until dusk. If you have any alt characters you want to make gold with on a passive basis, this is going to be the cooldown crafting specialization for you. So you basically have Dawnweave and Duskweave, and over here in Dawnweave Tailoring, Duskweave Tailoring, you choose one to spec into. It's the same thing as Dragonflight, and when you spec into one, you will first of all learn to craft it, and you can also learn how to find certain bolts, like bolts or scraps of Dawnweave from humanoids around, and how to craft a Dawnweave bolt. Now, that's going to be a cooldown craft, so going over here to bolts, for example, we have Dawnweave and Duskweave, and you will start out with 8 available craft. Now, the more specialization points you put in here, the higher skill you'll be able to make. Now, even now, I have 471 skill, and I have put in, like, I have maxed out every single thing that I can here, and I'm still not guaranteeing quality 3. This means you will want to spend your specialization points here to guarantee quality 3, and if it's your alt anyway, you can pretty much spend your concentrations every single day to at least get 4 quality 3 items, maybe 3, it depends on how much skill you have, but once again I'm lacking the profession tool right here. Now when it comes to the specialization, you can learn how to increase the amount of available crafts that you have, like we start out with 8 and I have 30 right now, and you will reduce the cooldown, which means you can make more profit, faster, and like more often. So over here, once again, going back here, speccing this one out, you will get more skill in Dawnweave in this specialization and learn how to reduce the cooldown, decreasing how quickly you exhaust the magic used to craft Dawnweave bolts. And then you gain multi-craft as well when crafting this, reducing or getting more skill, reducing the skill, and then multi-craft, and reducing the cooldown one more time. So once again, for your alt army characters, you want to pick one to go into first, like for example Dawnweave, and then after maxing out Dawnweave, you then want to go into Duskweave and max that out as well. For quality fabric, you will learn how to craft and specialize into Spellthreads, or bolts, unraveling, and embroideries. So as you can see here, you get +1 skill whenever you're crafting specialty items and various reagents. On this one, you will get +1 skill when crafting various threads, or unraveling cloth as well into various threads. And then we have this one gaining +1 skill whenever you're crafting spell threads, and on this one you will gain +1 skill whenever you're completing the best crafts when it comes to optional threads. So over here you're focusing on, once again, threads, spell threads, unraveling, and specialty items / reagents. So this one is just going to give you a lot more skill and guaranteeing a higher craft, and you will unlock various bonuses throughout the like getting plus skill plus multi-craft. It's going to be the way to go when it comes to polishing cloth, spell threads, and reagents. You're focusing on that part of the game. Now for textile treasures, this is first of all going to be the way to go when it comes to looting cloth. Like, first of all, the main talent here gives you +1% up to +30, and you also get various bonuses throughout this one, allowing you to loot bolts, and +100% amount of cloth looted from humanoids. Now you will also get this one giving you more multi-craft, more resourcefulness, and also +3 ingenuity, giving you more ingenuity. So ingenuity, multi-craft, and resourcefulness will be helpful across the entire profession, meaning that pretty much no matter what you go for, you want to use textile treasures to boost your craft. This goes for threads of devotion, from dawn until dusk, or even quality fabric. You still want to have textile treasures to boost your tailoring crafts in general, from multi-crafting, resourcefulness, or ingenuity. And even though I've talked about this before, ingenuity is a brand new kind of resource, or a new stat that we have, which will sometimes refund your concentration. It's basically inspiration, but for concentration, so when this procs, you will then get 50% of your concentration back. Alright, now let me show you a couple of examples of specialization points or builds that I would go for. So tailoring specialization 1 is going to be this one. This shows an example build for cooldown alt, and I've divided this into 3 separate categories, where red is the most important because first of all that's where you learn how to do the cooldown craft, so you have to have this one. If you don't have the red tree, then you can't even learn to do the cooldown craft. So red is going to be the most important. Now you might not want to max both of them out, but I would just spend all of my knowledge points in the red tree before going into anything else. Now yellow is going to be the third one, and green is going to be the second one. So red, green, yellow. So going into the green talent tree here, for example, you will get plus resourcefulness, multi-craft, and ingenuity whenever you're doing these crafts. And from the yellow one, you might be able to get that plus skill. That's kind of why I put this as the third one, because we still don't know if that one will affect the specialty crafts. But as of right now on the beta, based on my testing, it does. So that might get changed at some point, but for now, You could spec into yellow to get more skill points whenever doing these crafts, as they count as specialty items. But either way, red plus green is going to be very, very important here. So you learn how to do the cooldown craft, you will do them faster, they will recharge faster, and you get multi-craft, proccing more of them, resourcefulness, saving you gold, and ingenuity, giving you more resourcefulness to be able to spend to guarantee quality 3. Now, next spec, we have this one right here, which is going to be focused on spell threads, and reagents, and bolts, and pretty much everything except crafting armor. So once again, going over to tailoring, we can go over to exactly what crafts we have access to. So this one counts as pretty much doing bolt crafting, all of the different bolt crafting, unraveling as well, everything that you can see here that isn't the gear. Scrolling down to finishing reagents, we have the preserving embroidery thread, we have weaver cloth embroidery, we have bright polishing cloth, gritty polishing cloth, and going down here we have a Algari weaver line as well, and yeah, spell threads, embroidery bags. We even have the severed satchel, for example. This one is really good, and you need to have this one before you start doing unraveling, or get it ASAP, like as soon as possible. Get that bag, because this will increase the yield of unraveling by 1, which is really important. And once again, we have the spell threads, so everything that isn't crafting gear, you will want to go for this specialization for, and this will just help you craft them at a higher quality by giving you plus skill, and giving you once again multi-craft, resourcefulness, and ingenuity. Now, one more spec that I haven't really made a graphical picture for is going to be crafting gear, which I talked about earlier. You really just want to max out the Threads of Devotion talent tree and make a choice of what you want to spec into. So go either to the left or to the right or down the middle as soon as possible and just max that out to be able to get the quality you want. And after that, you can go into Textile treasures to get plus skill. And multi-craft might not be that important whenever you're crafting gear, because you can't really proc 2 anyway. Like if you go over here and you try to craft some gear, multi-craft won't be a thing, but ingenuity, concentration, and resourcefulness are still a thing, so you can still go into Textile treasures, and you might not need to max this one out. You can put in 15 points to learn the second sub-specialization, so you can learn all of the sub-specs and just ignore the multi-craft one. So go to the left for ingenuity and go down right here for resourcefulness as well whenever you're crafting armor. So make a choice of left, right, or down middle, and then after making that choice, go to Textile treasures and go to the left and go down to the middle over here as well, maximizing your profits from those crafts. Now, we have another spec that I want to show you guys, and that's going to be tailoring cloth farming. This is going to be really important if you're farming gold with tailoring, and this is the spec to go for. It's super simple. You want to put in 60 knowledge points into tailoring to maximize your gold farming from tailoring. So the one on the right will be able, it will increase your loot, like your cloth farming, by 100%. When you spec in on the right. Now you will also learn to find the bolts, so you will learn to find the bolts of weaver cloth and 100% more cloth while you're farming. Now on the other hand, on the left, you also want to go on the left, because that way you will learn how to find scraps of duskweave from humanoids whenever you go to duskweave, and on dawnweave you will learn how to find scraps of dawnweave from humanoids around Castle Gar, so you will learn how to find more stuff, which is going to be really important, and these scraps can then be turned into dawnweave and duskweave. Now the thing is, for that one, you don't have to put any knowledge points into dawnweave or duskweave, but you have to learn the sub-specialization. And going away from this and opening tailoring in the game, for example, if you go to dawn until dusk, in order to unlock the second sub-spec, you have to max it out. So you have to put in 30 points here to be able to loot both, but you only have to put in not even 1 point, but learn this to learn your first one, so you can start finding scraps of one of them really early. Now the other one might require some additional work, getting some more knowledge points, because once again you can literally put 30 points right here to increase the amount of cloth you find, and then from dusk until dawn you don't have to put in any knowledge points, like you literally just learn it, which is free. Once you reach a certain skill of tailoring, then you learn this, you will then be able to learn a sub-spec right away, and then if you go for Dawnweave, for example, you can learn how to find scraps of Dawnweave without putting in a single knowledge point in the specialization. But in order to also find Duskweave, you will then have to put in 30 points, maxing out this tree to learn the final sub-spec. So tailoring is going to be really important to find cloth and to maximize gold from Goldfarms. And also, I want to say this, based on my beta testing so far, only tailors will be able to find cloth. Now, this might be a bug on the beta, it might be intentional, I don't know, but once again, my goldmaking guide, the War Within Goldmaking Guide, we have found several really good cloth farms, and I have done these cloth farms on a tailor and a non-tailor. Doing it for half an hour on a tailor, I find about 50 to 60 weaver cloth on a tailor. On a non-tailor, I get 0. Like 50 to 60 on a tailor, and 0 on a non-tailor. So far, based on my testing on the beta, only tailors will be able to find cloth. But if you have a non-tailor on the beta and you have found cloth, let me know in the comment down below. Either way, this turned out to be a 20-minute video on tailoring, which is a bit longer than I wanted it to be, but once again, I just wanted to give you guys some insight into tailoring in the War Within. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you're enjoying this profession overview so far. I'm planning on covering every single profession, so let me know if there's anything I could do differently, any improvements to be made, or just, yeah, let me know. Feedback, please. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. The War Within is going to be amazing. I am really looking forward to it. Having played the beta a lot, it is looking really good, and I'm super happy with Dragonflight so far. Like, the launch of Dragonflight was a little bit quirky, but they seem to have improved it. Like, Dragonflight might be the one expansion where they have gained subscribers throughout the expansion. Like, it's gotten more and more popular, and it's gotten better and better. And I am just super happy to see that they are taking the lessons they learned throughout Dragonflight to make the expansion better, and applying those to the War Within from the very start. I am really optimistic about this expansion. Now, once again, the War Within Goldmaking Guide available right now on Gumroad, the first time announcing this, so if you want my help making gold in the War Within, first of all, subscribe to the channel for free updates, and get my Goldmaking Guide for even more updates, even though that's paid, but you can use the code Solheim to get it for half price, and if you do get it, thank you so much, it really means a lot to me, and I will do my very best to help you make as much gold as possible in the War Within. And once again, if you do buy the guide, join the Discord server you get access to as well. A lot of the information that you'll be getting is gonna be on that Discord server. Like, early access to videos will be over there, exclusive videos will be over there, and exclusive advice will be over there as well. So that Discord server might be more valuable than the guide itself, or at least just as valuable. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.